Hello, everyone. Welcome to Claret and Booze. My name's Nick, and this is going to be an evening ramble. Most of them are now. Getting busy. Getting busy. I hope you're all well. As always, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Don't forget, drop a like on the video. That does really help us. I hope you all enjoyed the show that was put out yesterday that I recorded with SportsX. Very, very insightful. As every conversation that I have with that chap he's been in the game an awful long time, and some of his stories are both harrowing but hilarious as well. So we'll definitely get him back on again. He's got a lot more to say than that, but obviously we sort of capped it at an hour, and we're gonna do another show and maybe take things from a different angle as well. It helps you see football from the other side, which ain't always the best side to see it, to be honest, which is what's been happening to me over the last few years. You do learn a little bit too much about the game, and it leaves a bad taste in your mouth sometimes when you see the way that things actually work. So yeah, that's probably why I've become even more cynical and quite angry just recently. But thank you very much for doing that show for me, Mr. X. It was good chatting to you, and I hope you all enjoyed it. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. It's brilliant. Okay, what we're going to talk about now then? Well, as you all know, as you can see from the banner that is going to be perpetually scrolling across every show that I do throughout the summer and beyond until these people are out of this club, we need to get Brady and Sullivan out. We do. Now, I know it's the end of the season. I know it is. And I know that people, I'm getting the same, I'm having to fight back against it. This feeling that I'm getting, which is automatic as a football fan. Because, like I've said before, most of us need our club. We need our football team. And when you've suffered 8 months of misery, you kind of, when it's all done and dusted, your automatic reaction is to go, ooh, this time next year, Rodney, you want to dream. Well, I'm not going to allow myself to dream this year because it's intentionally burying your head in the sand, especially with this board. It's been 15 years we've been leading this merry dance, and no matter how badly they treat us the year before, once that season ends, we sweep it under the carpet and we go, right, we can't talk about that no more. Let's just look forward. That's exactly what they want. Now, I'm not going to have a go at anyone that doesn't want to do that because I understand the impulse and I understand the need to feel positive and to look for positives for the club. But it's quite sad because I generally look forward to transfer windows. You've seen it on this show. Look at all the bloody how overexcited I used to get, about these players coming in, Duran, Gomez, or nothing ever happens, but I get excited. I dream. I don't want to take that away from you lot, but I am going to control myself this time. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reclaim a misused term from modern society and use it in its proper context. I'm going to stay woke. I am. No more from them. I'm not going to get consumed with all of the media hype. It's just coming up to June the 1st, the season ticket renewals. I'm not going to get consumed with it all, that machine. Now, I don't make as much of a noise as what the West Ham hype machine does with all of the various sources that they've got that put out all these information and stuff that's conducive to lifting people's spirits by giving them false hope. Yeah, so lifting people's spirits is good, but the false hope bit, not so much. And when you think about it, the last few years particularly, the best part of being a West Ham fan has been the period where a season has ended and we can start dreaming again. So it's the couple of months in between the football where we just wish and hope for more. That's when we really enjoy being West Ham fans, when the football ain't even on. Do you know what I mean? That's the way it seems, anyway. If you have listened to the show that I did with SportsX, then you'll see the main reason why that Potter isn't going to get backed fully and he isn't going to get his team and get his players, which he absolutely needs, this guy. Right? I'm not going to get into Potter on this one. I'm not. But what I will collude in the illusion of is that Potter is what a lot of people say, and what they want to cling to is Potter's the man, that weren't his team. Wait till he gets his players. It's going to be fine. He's not. He's not. You basically heard the situation at West Ham. It's like reverse money laundering. Good money, our money, goes into the club. Stuff like TV revenue, our ticket receipts, our shirt sales, good money, clean money goes in to the West Ham machine, and it gets pumped and circulated around all of their favourite agents until it's dirty as shit. That's unfortunately the situation that we are in. The key phrase that SportsX said yesterday, if a preferential agent has Lionel mess up on his books, but I bring West Ham, if I'm SportsX, prime Lionel Messi, West Ham would rather pay more for Lionel mess up because it's their preferential agent. Okay, and that isn't because they're best of friends either. Okay, do the maths. It's not difficult to understand. And this is a problem in football. This is why we've spent as much as we've spent over the past, since they've been in, but particularly the last 5-6 years. You're looking at almost $500 million, and look where we are. Look at the state of that squad. Look at the mismanagement of everything that's happened. How can we be in another rebuild? How can that be? So basically, my expectations for next year are on the floor. I haven't got a high opinion of Potter. I think that's blatantly obvious. But I have got sympathy for him for working in the environment that he's now going to be working in moving forwards, because no longer is he going to have the excuse of this ain't my squad, this ain't my team. Now it's all on him. And they might not all be his players. In fact, probably hardly any of them will be. They won't be. But they will be in the media, and they will be via the favoured mouthpieces, and that is what people will consume. And a lot of people will believe. It's just the way that propaganda works, you know. And Sullivan does like to manipulate the fan base, you know. He has to do what he does. He can't have people being awake to what's going on. So expect lots of razzle-dazzle. The Kevin De Bruyne link, for instance, you know, you saw how excitable I was in previous windows, as I've already said. Well, the Kevin De Bruyne link, Kingy, he'll back me up. Knew about this 4 weeks ago. I did a show with Kingy, and I said, if I say this name on air, everyone's going to laugh at me. That was a name. Amanda, Kerry, Mickey, Corral, a few others knew about it as well. But yeah, it wasn't a hoax. And it wasn't that West Ham approached the player. It was that somebody approached Kevin De Bruyne and tried to manufacture what would be an amazing deal for West Ham. And then, obviously, it gets taken to West Ham, and that's where it all falls down. So, that's not to say that we didn't want him, by the way, but it's just we knacker everything, you know. If it can't be done by a preferential agent, then Barry Silkman has to come in on a parachute and be put into the middle of the deal, something like that. Every single time we just find a way to just knacker a deal. So every now and then we'll sign someone, we will, that is the right player. But rarely are we going to end up with a real proper and balanced squad that's been developed. Because no doubt Macaulay and Potter have probably been working on a strategy. If they do believe that they have got full control, they will have been building a list for this summer. They've already decided what players that they can let go. They will have been doing a lot of work in the background to decide what type of team they want to build and what players that they want to target. Well, I hope that's a long list, because we won't be getting primary targets. You know, it's not going to happen. We never do. It doesn't matter whether we're going for lower targets or not. We won't. Sorry about the dog, by the way. He's going to be barking for a little while now. This is what happens. This is what I have to put up with. But I'm not going to stop, because otherwise I'll lose my flow. So, I'm going to keep this one short, because I've got another few shows, exposés coming up. I will do transfer shows when we sign someone. I'm not going to be a complete bitch about it all. I'm not. You know, and I'm going to trying to find a happy medium where I can kind of half get on board with Potter and hope that he can do well and hope that he gets backed. But I know it's not going to happen, and I need to keep on beating that drum. We need the more people that can stay woke with me. All right, keep your eyes open, and don't buy the crap that they're selling us again. Do you know what? It's liberating. It is. It's sad, but it's also liberating, because I'm not allowing myself to buy the false hope this year. I'm just not. I'm not getting involved in it. It's all crap. It's a game that they've been playing on loop with us for 15 years. Nothing ever changes. We always end up back at the same point. So, like I said, the more of you that can do that and the more of you that can jump on board with hashtag BS out, Brady and Sullivan out, bullshit out, and you can do that, you can join the masses that have already signed up by going to bsout.co.uk. You have to sign a petition, check your inbox, approve it. That's the most important bit. Otherwise, your vote don't count. And then please share it. Try and get as many people to do this as possible. So I would love to be at least 10,000 before the new season kicks off. Irrespective of whether you're excited for the new season, that doesn't mean, surely, that you want Brady and Sullivan to stay. This isn't a Potter petition. This is Brady and Sullivan, the people that have... they're the worst owners possible. They really are. And what they've done to this club, they've ripped the heart and soul out of it. And if you like Potter and you want him to succeed, there's even more reason to get these people out. Because they're not going to back him. And he will fail. In fact, I'm pretty certain that the only reason that he is now being kept here, because he's a placeholder manager, let's not beat about the bush. He's got a bilateral agreement in 12 months, which triggers where he or West Ham, they can part ways. Never heard of that before. That shows you the commitment of Potter. So, in my mind, Potter will do one of two things. He'll either crash and burn and get sacked, or he'll do well and leave. That's what he'll do. So how can you build a team in his image, really, now? How can they do it? And they're not going to, but that's what's being painted. What he's here for is as a fire shield for the fire sale. We're going to be selling an awful lot of key players, taking a big risk on rebuilding. There's a huge chance that it will fail. And they've already got a guy that Sullivan didn't even want to give a 6-month contract, let alone a 2.5-year contract to. Here, that he would be more than happy to hold up as a sacrificial lamb and say, well, I backed them. There you go. It's their fault. I'm pretty certain that that is why Potter and McCauley are still here, because they had a low opinion of him before he even took the job, and they can't have had much more of a better opinion of him after the work that he's done in the past 6 months. Time will tell. Time will tell. I'm sure this will all unfold. There's lots of transfer rumours out there. Can't be bothered with it at the minute. Maybe we'll get involved in that a little bit more later on. But it won't be a hype transfer show. It's going to be something different. Like I've already said, what I'm intending to do with the transfer shows is have a split graphic. On the right-hand side of the screen, you will have the squad that we had when we finished this season. On the left side, as we build it, so we'll have the new squad. And then you can make your own decisions as to whether or not we're further along, or whether you think we're going to be further along. But look, anyway, that is it from me, all right? So I don't want to piss on anyone's chips. I don't, but I am going to keep on banging this drum because it's important to me, and I think it's incredibly important to West Ham that we get these people out of this club. So I'm not getting on board the hype train. I am sorry. If you're on it, enjoy the ride, and then you can come and cry on my shoulder when the season starts. All right? Speak to you soon. Come on, you Iders.